All right, what's up? So, got a quick little video about my Ford Lightning here. So, if you have something like this, it's kind of a, well, it's a sports truck. I mean, they only made so many of these things, and it's you know, you don't want to drive something like this daily. Even though I'm going to start doing it because it just sat there and collected dust and bird crap and all this stuff. Even though it was in my ghetto carport there that needs to be cleaned up now. But anyway, I just got some new shoes for her, and I went ahead. There was a couple options at my dealership, and they had a super crazy deal right now. 70 bucks for a mail-in rebate on this brand, and then $60 off if you use the Ford Quick Clean credit card, and another $40 off if you use the app to do all your transactions. So can't beat that deal, right? And so these are the, I don't know if you could see that on screen, but these are the Proxy ST3s, and very, very nice. They ride, I mean, I've only came back from the dealership so far, so I can't tell you how really they are on the freeway and stuff, but definitely a lot smoother than the old Goodyear Eagles I had on there. The Eagles, I kind of prefer that tread pattern and stuff, and they hooked up pretty nice, but when they start getting a little old, I noticed that they get really hard, and your traction just kind of goes away. So my experience with Toyo tires in general, I have the Open Country AT2s for my Super Duty. My wife's about to get the Open Country AT3s because I guess they discontinued the AT2s for her Expedition. But I'm getting off track here. Videos about the Lightning. So as you can see, it's a little wet in here. I don't like really getting my engine bay too wet because then you start getting rust and stuff on pulleys and whatnot. But at one point, I had a whole family of rats living in here, and I popped open the hood and I caught like 3 of them with the snapper traps. I don't have one laying out here right now, but those plastic ones, really heavy duty plastic ones you get from Home Depot or whatever, have the claws on it. Get those things, man. They don't kill them right away, sometimes the bigger rats, but they'll snap them and then they can't get out of it. Then they'll end up breaking their own neck or whatever. So that's always awesome to see when you see rats just getting totally annihilated. So I had stuff all in here, inside of here. There was a whole bunch of just twigs and leaves and all kinds of stuff up in here, and the I guess the intake manifold or whatever you want to call that, and up here where the valve cover is, and you know, even up on the supercharger. And I had a whole bunch of stuff behind the battery here. Now I did replace the battery just recently because that thing was just toasted, sitting too long. Wouldn't take a charge, anything like that. I even tried the reconditioning option on my digital battery charger, didn't do anything. So they were getting up into here, I believe from underneath down in there, and they were getting up, and all inside of there was, I mean, I've already driven this thing and they've been got out of there for a few months, and maybe a little less, but I sprayed a bunch of cleaner stuff in there and ran the vents, and it just still stink like piss, like really bad. So me and my son were driving this yesterday, and I'm going, man, it just, this is horrible. So what I did is I took the I guess the vent shroud or whatever you want to call that off of here, and where all these little white things are, that's where a screw is. So if you guys are doing something like this, just remember, watching this video, that's where all the screws are gonna be. Take all those things off, and then there's one of those, God, I hate these things, one of these guys holding on the shroud inside of here. It goes right there, and it was hard to get my panel popper tool in there to get good leverage because it was just bending it, and that thing was really jammed in there. So I ended up just using my pry bar right there. I did crack a little bit of the shroud down here, but it is what it is. So anyway, I vacuumed up so much crap. I mean, there was full-on black trash bags that, I mean, I had to pull out by hand, and just all kinds of crap. You wouldn't believe they had they had wrappers, candy wrappers for my kids, and all kind. I mean, it was just like a trash can in there. It was disgusting. So pretty much got it all out. I've kind of looked in there and I don't see anything else, and I stuck my hose, my vacuum way down in there. I don't think I'm missing anything. I'll try to look at it one more time with the camera, but for the most part I think I got everything. And I went ahead and poured a bunch of bleach in there just in case there was any nasty piss smell still left. and try to clean that out. And then I stuck my hose nozzle in there and just went for a full-on hard blast flush. So I'm gonna let everything dry out, and I'm gonna let it dry out a little bit. You don't really have to let these dry out too much, because you gotta remember, when it rains, it's gonna go through those vents anyway and then sit in those corners. So it's not a big deal. But the one reason why I want to let it dry out is because the electronics down here, you don't know what you're messing with over here, and if something could short out your coil packs or something like that. I've had that happen on my 05 F-150 and had that. I did an engine clean with that orange crap you sprayed all over your engine, and then you do a rinse, and then all of a sudden, before you know, bam, there starts going coil packs. And then if you want to get the Ford Motorcraft ones, are like 80 bucks a piece. You can go with Excel ones or whatever. But so anyway, on top of my pile of junk over here, my recyclable stuff, I went ahead and started I was trying to get this stuff off, the detailing stuff, the cutting compound or rubbing compound, but it's such a pain in the butt, so I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time on it. It's hidden behind the hood anyway, and later on I might kind of just, this is a quick thing. And I use this product I just got the other day, and it works freaking phantasmic. It's this stuff. So get yourself some chemical, guys. Factory finished trim coating, aerosol. This stuff is so easy to use, and I'm a big advocate for Meguiar's products and stuff like that, because they've just been around for, seems like 2,000 years or something like that. But they make really good products, products that won't be too, I guess, harsh on some of your paints and stuff. You know, you get some of these companies and it's like, it says it's supposed to do what it does and it doesn't, or it's too harsh and you end up getting this haze or whatever because you're cutting into your clear coat. So this stuff is like, you just spray it, like set it and forget it. So they were already clean. I ended up washing this truck the other night, and then yesterday when I got the tires, they gave me a free wash. So these were somewhat clean. I'm not going to go crazy on them because I've used this product already on my dad's 05 F-150 on its tailgate cap, and it was dirty. Truck hasn't been washed in months, and it looks awesome. So these are going to be nice and wet looking. They will stay wet looking like this for a long time. They will actually gather dust, gather debris from the road and everything. So I'm gonna let this sit for probably just a day, and then just give it one little wipe, and it'll get rid of that excess stuff. But put it on kind of thick, so that way it does have time to absorb into your plastic. And I'm telling you, I've tried everything. Meguiar's Back to Black, all that stuff. I've tried all those products, Adams. This is by far the best. And so I'm going to start taking it to all the plastics in here. It's safe to get on your paint. I've already got it on my paint on my 2017 F-250. Doesn't hurt it, doesn't, you know, it's not bad. So yeah, if you have something sitting like this for a long time in your old trucks, and you want to start, you know, cleaning it out and getting it running and everything, first check for your rats. Check what kind of damage they've done, if there's any in there. If you don't see any rat business going on, if you park it in the garage, you don't have to worry about it. I don't have a big enough garage to hold all my toys, so this sat outside, and unfortunately it paid the price. Not only with the rats, but I had the tarp rubbing on the front. So all this stuff needs to be cut. Anywhere it was starting to get a lot of sun, cut. Everything needs to be cut. And I don't know if there's any salvaging the paint, because that clear coat's probably completely gone, and you're going to cut right into the paint. It's going to have to be re-clear coated or just completely cut off and then repainted. I don't know. If that's the case, I'm probably just going to wrap it. Give it a good wash and wrap it. So yeah, pretty easy. Like I said, just pop your take all your screws out. Oh, and one thing I was going to mention, and I forgot already, is your windshield wipers. So these guys, what you want to do is they're splined. They're on a splined shaft, obviously, so they don't spin. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but down in there there's splines. And just remember how your windshield wiper's indexed. And what I mean is how it's sat on the windshield, and you're gonna get a pretty good idea of, you know, what it would look like. You can mark them if you want, but I'm not gonna go that. I didn't go that route. I just went ahead and popped them off. So there's a 15mm nut you take off of there, and here, let me show you right here. So 15mm It's a 15mm nut. And then you have to pop those off. You can't just pull them off. So what I did is I just got my handy dandy, you know, breaker bar here, or whatever you want to call it, pry bar, and you just give it a twist, pop right off. Put some rags down, you know, because you're gonna have all, you know, I had my hood closed. Put some rags down, make sure you don't scratch your hood. Put some rags down on your windshield, so if you slip, whatever, you don't want to crack your windshield. Be careful doing that, and then you can get all your panels off. Get in there, deep clean. That's where all your fresh air is coming in. That's where it's coming in through your vents. And I don't believe this truck has a cabin air filter, but I'll check. I mean, it's weird how Ford or all manufacturers do that. My 2017 F-250 has one, but my wife's Expedition doesn't have one. I don't believe this truck has one. My 2012 F-150 didn't have them. It's weird how they pick and choose which vehicles they want to have a cabin air filter in there. I prefer to have a vehicle with a cabin air filter, because then if you get junk like that floating around, you don't want to breathe nasty air that's coming in. You're driving down the street, but you don't want to recycle. I don't like my vehicles on recycle too much, especially if it's humid and everything, because then you're just asking for stinky, moldy stuff. I like fresh air that's filtered anyway, for the most part. You can't get too picky, but you know. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have for this video. I'm gonna do some more stuff to this vehicle. I don't like the way it sits. There's gonna be some a little bit of lowering, some new shocks, new exhaust, and possibly some pulleys and stuff, but that's going to be in some future videos, and we'll make those videos probably each mod at a time. Mod slash a little bit up, I mean, I guess they're kind of modifications, but you know, more so performance upgrades, not, you know, I don't know, however you want to call that. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Can't wait to drive this. It needs to be registered here in California. Anybody in California knows. Transferring a vehicle from over states and everything is a pain in the butt, and California is gonna bend you over on that one, and there's no really explanation why. They just like to gather a bunch of money from their citizens and then put it in their politicians' pockets, and everyone knows that, because nothing gets fixed around here. But anyway, enough of me ranting and raving. Get your lightnings going if you have them sitting around, and I'd like to see some more videos on lightnings. You don't see too many of them, but this is a cool truck. But all right, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for next videos. I don't make videos like crazy like other people, but you know, maybe in the next few weeks I might make another video. All right, guys, later.